What is happening? Welcome to another pitcher video breakdown. My name is Nick Pollack, the founder of PitcherList.com. And yes, we're going to talk about Darvish. You guys have requested this, and make sure you leave a comment on who you want me to watch in the future. A lot of people have talked about it because it's been two great starts. And honestly, the command has been so much better for Darvish. So we're going to watch it right now. Here we go. And what is he doing? He is relying so much on sliders for strikes. Sliders for strikes, curveballs for strikes, jam right-handers with sinkers inside, four-seamers upstairs. It's great. You're going to see some cutters in there too. But that's it. This is what he does now. Look at this. He's embracing it. It's amazing. 2 strikes on him. What do you do? No, takes it. Okay. Okay. Fastball away. That's fine. Maybe another slider or a fastball up. Oh, big hanging curveball. Don't like that one. Way out in front, though. He's on a fastball. And you get a slider cutter that almost made a play on. Okay, that's fine with me. Next batter. We're speeding through this one. 95, trying to stay away on it, which I don't really like. I like the inside one, which they're going for here. He doesn't get it. Okay, you got to come back with a cutter or a slider now. And he does. That, I believe, was the cutter that he gets a strike with. Terrible camera angle, of course. Slider misses that one 3-1. You got to go with the slider or cutter. Instead, go with the fastball, and he misses it. So that's a big deal, right? You got to... I love the approach, though. That's the thing that I really want to focus on with Darvish. He did have 3 walks in this one, but he did go really good for about 6 innings and 7 strikeouts. And it's about the approach. It's about the skills. Is he doing something that I think that Darvish can do for sustainable success? And I like that he's not giving him with fastballs, and he's going for this approach. That's a cutter inside to a lefty. Exactly what you're supposed to do. And he did it again. Like, this is the kind of stuff that Darvish in the past would not do. This is a hard cutter. This is not that 88, 87 just over the plate. He's actually, with intent, trying to do specific things and not giving in. I love it. I really, really, really do love it. I'm fine with those 3 walks because it means he's not giving in to Bo Bichette, where that could have been maybe a 2-run shot in the first. Fine. We get out of this. 2 great cutters here, and now what do? Are you going to set up with the fastball up and away? Are you going to try and do the splitter down and away? Whatever you want to do, great. Just don't throw it for a strike, right? Awesome. Okay, you tried that one. It didn't work, which makes sense. Now what I would want to see is either you do the fastball here or you try and get the slider down low. Let's see. Okay, you try to get the slider down low. Not low enough, but that's a good approach. I think that's really important for you guys to understand this. Oh, he crossed them up. Crossed them up for what was supposed to be a high fastball, and then it came back down for a curveball. And because he crossed them up so much, I think it actually helped the framing a ton. And he gets the strikeout call. I want to see this one more time. Oh, I mean, that really does look like a strike. Absolutely. That's lower than it was. That's pretty cool. All right. I mean, I like the pitch call. It really froze everyone, you know? Even though he did miss it a little bit. That is supposed to be a cutter away, I think. And 90 coming back over. Front door a little bit. But yeah, that's a mistake. Got away with it. Now, that's supposed to be upstairs. So obviously Darvish still has to work on the actual locations a good amount, but I still think the approach that he's taking is better. Oh man, froze him down. I mean, yeah, he's getting away with a little bit. That was supposed to be a fastball upstairs, and Guerrero, thinking that this is going to be something filthy out of the zone, sees something low and takes it. And Darvish could take advantage of that. I actually don't hate the low fastball from a guy like Darvish who has so many pitches that move down that you can actually freeze them with it. Yeah, you don't know if I was talking to the person watching or the pitcher here. That's the fun name about having you as your first name. Okay, tries to throw a first pitch free real estate slider. Doesn't have it. And there's the slider for a strike at 1 out. I think it's a really good slider. I think obviously he will have hanging ones that will get hit, but sometimes at 1-0, that's okay. And Chapman did not take advantage of that. He doesn't know what's going to come now. What I kind of would like would be, you could say cutter away. I would think a sinker inside would mess up Chapman right now. Slider away. Okay. So maybe he doesn't believe in the sinker. We haven't really seen it yet. But that's what I think could be the approach. It could also be something that gets introduced later. And it's very interesting also to see such a heavy breaker approach in the first inning that then could open up to fastballs more later on, which is the absolute reverse of what we've seen in the past. But you can see now that Chapman really cannot handle that slider, right? And at 3-2, 2 outs, I swear to gosh, if they leave this camera angle, I'm going to be so upset. Good, thank you. Ooh, does not get the call, but he's not giving in. Okay, you get one more chance. Good cutter. Love that. Love this. If Whit Merrifield actually swings on this, that's probably an out, right? So this is a good take from Merrifield, because if he's up there swinging, it's probably not the end of that, and there's your out. And like he sees it, he goes, okay, that's not for me. Love that first one. You do it again. And now he does a slider off of it that goes farther outside, gets it off the bat. That's exactly what I'm talking about. If you swing at this one, you will get an out, and that's what happens. He gets out of it. And I do want to emphasize, because Darvish is taking a certain approach here and not giving in with just a fastball in there or just like a random, cutter in the middle of the zone, he got out of this, right? That's good pitching. And what's really nice, just one more walk the rest of the game. So let's watch some more of that. There's a big curveball for a strike to start the inning. Fastball that comes out over the plate a little bit too much, but you don't give him another fastball because he just fouled that one back. He tries to go this low slider, doesn't get it, but I like that it was well out of the zone and not a fastball. He tries it again. I love that he tried it again. Didn't make a good enough of an adjustment. He made a better adjustment, but not enough. I'd say you do one more, honestly. Do you have the guts to do that? No, he goes back to a fastball. Okay, fine. That's all right. Yeah, that's fine. I'm totally fine with that, especially with so much off-speed stuff. That's fine. Fastball. See, this is the thing is I think that this could happen more, and I think he's staying a little too far away at the moment. I want to see more of those sinkers inside. Big curveball in there, and I love the feel that Darvish has had for that curveball. 78, not really the slow one, but just like a good traditional curve. That curve is hard to hit, and yeah, he's thrown some really good ones. 4 strikes and getting out of 0-2. That's some good free real estate. Love it. So now you can go another fastball upstairs, but honestly, him seeing that, taking that curveball tells me that Jansen is looking for another fastball, so I would probably go slider instead. Slider or cutter. Yeah, and he swings hard at that one, right? I mean, that's not a good location for an 0-2 pitch. He makes good contact on it, he's time for it, all that kind of stuff. So not the call I would go for there. There's so that's interesting. So that's 87 miles per hour, and I kind of hoped that Darvish maybe would move away from this. So he has 3, excuse me very much. He has 3 cutter/sliders, right? You could say one is a sweeper, one's a slider, one is the cutter, whatever you want to say on it. But it's 3 velocity bands. So we're seeing 91 on the cutter, 87 now on this pitch, and then 83 on the other one. Then you have like the 78 mile per hour curveball. Those are the 4 different breakers, right? I think he gets a little too cute at times when it comes to choosing the right velocity band on the slider. I think the cutter has a place, which is jamming lefties inside and also jamming off the edge of the corner to righties. Worked really well so far this game. I loved it. Curveball is there just to kind of get into the zone often. And then whichever slider you want needs to be that, which is under the zone. So this is cool at 87, but kind of choose one or the other. I don't know. I feel like I just want him to be precise with one of them. Does that make sense? But if he's precise with both, then fine. But it can be a little bit too much at times, if that makes sense. Which means that he's a master of none, and it just does. Oh, that's a mistake all the way through. Yeah, a guy like Kiermaier, you don't want to throw fastballs away, especially, like they'll slap him to right. He's trying to jam him inside. I understand that. Front hip sinkers. I don't really think that's Darvish's skill set, though. I feel like this should be a cutter and not trying to be that. Because that just gets away from him too much. That's not really his skill set. So after throwing a lot of secondaries to Springer last time out, now second time through the lineup, what are they doing? I think this is a sinker inside. Yes! Love that! So they are saving it. That's cool. Yeah, that wasn't necessarily what we wanted. It was too far inside, but the approach, guys, that's what matters to me. Good choice there for Kiermaier, as that was a breaking ball, correctly so, at 1-0 after missing with the sinker. At 2-0 here, you can do a couple things. I think Springer is anticipating a breaking ball. I would be, and that would mean that you can go back to the sinker that you missed with the first time through, but you might want to play it safe and go with a cutter down and away. Let's see what happens. They go with a cutter, or at least whatever that one is. I don't... I know one of them is a sweeper, one of them is an actual slider. I feel like that's an actual slider, while the other one at 83 is the sweeper. Because that doesn't feel like it has the same vertical movement. I dig it. I think that's good. Yes! Oh, that's such a good 2-1 pitch. Springer almost came through on that one. That's really nice. I love it. I love this pitch call. Also, keep in mind, it's 2 outs. And, Springer, if you walk him, that's okay. You just don't want this runner to score from second. So you don't want to give in again. Oh, that's a great pitch. You know, I really want to emphasize this. This is a dangerous situation for you, Darvish. It's a man on second. Sorry, this is a very dangerous at-bat from Springer. Because watch this. The first pitch you go with a sinker inside to George Springer as they go through the lineup a second time. Which, by the way, he's saving that sinker inside to righties for a second time through, and I love that. Then at 1-0, he throws a breaking ball that he tries to get for a strike, and he misses. And now, all of a sudden, it's a man on second, 2 outs, 2-0 count with Darvish up. So I want to really showcase now how he takes down Springer to survive this. So in your head as a pitcher, there are 2 things you have to be thinking of. 1, I don't want to give Springer a fastball at this moment at 2-0 that he's ready to drive, right? Generally, you see a man on second and 2 outs especially. It's normally on the hitter to be more aggressive to try and get that runner in. At 2-0 is generally a fastball count. And I also want you to keep in mind that if Darvish loses this at bat, it's okay to walk him. There's an empty base at first, and David Cohn will tell you there's an empty base at third too, which Darvish did do in the first inning, and he got out of that one. So let's watch this at 2-0. How does Darvish get out of this? Well, first he throws a really good slider. This is an 87 down and away in a fastball count that if Springer swings, it means he's going for a fastball. It's going to be a swing strike. If he doesn't swing, it's a strike. Beautiful. Great. Not giving in. Did not give in to a fastball. Okay. At 2-1, I love this. That's a sinker that moves a ton. And it doesn't get the swing from Springer because Springer's a really good hitter. Generally, it does. And the result of that would not be a whiff. It would be either a foul ball to 2-2 or it would be a grounder to third and you're out of the inning. I love it. It's going to be 3-1 now. I understand. But these are the kinds of pitches you want to throw, not something inside the zone that actually makes us a 1-0 game. And that could be the entire difference of the entire day. So I love that. Now it's 3-1. You got to be thinking, okay, I'm willing to not throw in the middle of the plate. I'm willing to walk Springer. So I'm not going to give in. And what does he throw? A really good slider. Now, it's not the best slider. It could be a little bit farther away. But because he tried to go down, it didn't miss up. It didn't miss more center cut. This is down enough that you can hear it off the end of the bat that Darvish gets the out. And that's how you get out George Springer in a tough situation to keep this a 0-0 game. Great stuff from you, Darvish. One more inning, guys. Oh, man, and he throws a first pitch slider again. And also, the slider wasn't there in the first inning. It was a sweeper. And now he's throwing the slider. He's feeling good with it, and he's trusting it more. I love that. And really, this is a game of Darvish not giving in. And the more that Darvish doesn't give in and actually tries to do what he's trying to do instead of just saying, whatever, I'll throw strikes, that's good. It's a case where walks are not the worst thing, guys. Oh, that's a strike. Come on, Blue. I don't know why he's throwing those fastballs away, though. I don't think that's what I want him to see. Yes! Second time through the lineup. What do you know? You're throwing sinkers inside now, surprising them with it. He's saving it. Love it! 1-2. Now you don't throw that. You throw the breaking ball. Yep. Now you gotta get that one down. That's at 89. Honestly, I would say that's should be the sweeper now because you've already shown him the slider. That's the time you throw the sweeper out of the zone. Slower. You just had the velocity. I think that's the sweeper pitch, not the slider pitch. Okay, so that's a cutter up. He's trying to get it inside. Doesn't get it. That's fine. I like the approach. That's also how he got out belt the first time. So I'm actually really intrigued about this. We've seen a difference of going against right-handers, how Darvish shifts what he's doing. I wonder if we're going to see some shift of how to take down lefties as well second time through. Nope. More cutters inside. I think it's a great idea. This is kind of a mistake because you want this to be more up and in over here. But that's good enough, I guess, you know. A little scary, but got it. What do you do now? Oh, come on. I don't know what that was. I have no idea what that was. Like, I have no idea what that was. All right, we just got to move on. Got a foul ball. A 1-2 now. You want to do the sweeper, I think. Or maybe, you could do the slider because it could look like this cutter and get him inside. Whatever it is, slider, sweeper, I want it here. I want it to be here. Ah! I like the idea. No, don't go away from it. Because the thing here... No. The thing here about this... That looks like it was supposed to be a backdoor pitch. To Brandon Belt, he doesn't know that was supposed to be here. So just throw the same thing again. Execute better. Make the adjustments. It's also easier as a pitcher, generally, to make that adjustment the next pitch, right? So I want to see that. I want to see him be like, okay, cool. I know why I missed that away. I can maybe make that adjustment and get that where I wanted to. They went fastball away, which I generally just don't like. I don't like this pitch. I feel like this pitch is better than this. I mean, it kind of looked like that's where they're going for, but I feel this has too much risk of staying low enough and then driving to right field, which Brandon Belt is necessarily not very good at, but it gives him more of a chance, I think. I mean, now you need to throw some heat. I get that, and now you can set up the breaking ball. Let's see what happens. Okay, was that the... I think that was a sweeper. And he gets it inside enough, and that's fine. Yeah, I'm cool with that. I think Belt was looking for something down and away the entire time, and because he saw everything inside the first time out, but he just pretty much got the same thing. And I also don't think the high fastball would have worked because that's what got Belt out the first time. And I think that Belt possibly was waiting for that the entire time, so that's why it was also an easier take against the outside fastball. But anyway, you got the out. Cool. All right, now against Guerrero, who was a free swinger the first time up, right? Remember the stuff down got him with the fastball. You want to throw out a fastball, okay? This is trying to be a backdoor sinker, I think. Not a fan of this. I think that right now you want to mess with Guerrero. So essentially what you did is you had two fastballs up. One was here and one was here. You got away with one here, and then the one low froze him. He hasn't really seen the slow stuff that much. And if you are throwing a sinker, get it inside. But I really don't think that you can do that as well to Guerrero as other guys. I really think you should just be doing cutters and sliders down here. And this is a cutter. At 92, so that's fine. That's not the sinker. I'm gonna watch them one more time, but I pretty much I think that's the drop of that. Maybe not. I don't know. Bad pitch. Okay, we move on. As long as it wasn't a call of a fastball away, I'm fine. That's pretty cool. That's a slider away. I dig that. And they only threw this stuff against Chapman. You could probably surprise him with an inside sinker right now and get the out, but we'll see what happens. I mean, they might just think like Chapman's just too good against fastballs. We're just not going to give him to him. Oh, that's a beautiful sweeper. That is such good free real estate. I think I'm going to watch all of this, whatever. Yeah, so, okay. I know this is inside a bit, and this is why he's reacting like this, but this strong means that he's not looking at all for this. I love this pitch call. You just got to nail it a little bit more. He's not looking for that in the slightest. And now that you've got him thinking about that, you can just throw stuff away again. No, but you got to throw it better than that. No, okay. I mean, that's tempting, at least, that's interesting. A 3-1 count, seeing that swing is very interesting. That tells me a couple things. One, I mean, this is a slider that is more down, so it's not really the big sweep. This is kind of looks like more in the zone. Initially, he might think it's a cutter that he can drive to the left. That's why Chapman was willing to swing at this one. Or maybe it's just tempting enough that like he was like, oh, I'm just not really fine. I'm not seeing it well. So I see something like that, and I'm like, all right, I'll just throw another one. Like, if he's going after that, I feel as if it gets farther away, then it should be a whiff. That's my thought, at least. Yeah, he's not really. I see it's fouling off, but I feel like he's on the heater and then just surviving off of the secondaries, right? So I don't give in with a fastball personally. Yeah. So there you go, right? I can't really describe in words really the entirety of that thought, I think. But yeah, I mean, I feel like if you were more on the cutter, like that's one that he would be able to go for, and the fastball's still just what he wants. I think that's what the approach was for the Padres. Slider in there for free real estate, that's fine. First pitch, not the best spot, but it's that's fine. Because generally guys aren't going to chase that. Now you go fastball inside. Is that what you're doing? Sinker inside? I think that was even a four-seamer. And they're trying to get that up and in. And I do think that Darvish could play that game too. I think a lot of right-handed pitchers can do that, especially one with Darvish who has a ton of horizontal right on the sinker rather. You can play the four-seamer game up here and inside. It's just such a hard skill. I mean, this one, he's trying to do it, but he gets it down. But he's trying to do it upstairs. That's the point I'm trying to make. Like, he's not just like, okay, mid location. Like, he's trying to actually go upstairs, which I love. Like, this is such a well-approached game. Where I feel like Darvish is really battling the batter as opposed to himself. And so many times I've seen him just kind of just be more chaotic and just be like, whatever, I'm just going to throw strikes and whatever. And that's that. And like overthrow so much. This is really more like focused and surgical. And yeah, it's not executing everything, but like I really, really like this new form of Darvish. That is that's interesting. I think that was a cutter that was supposed to be a slider, given the way the catcher reacted, something like that. And that's supposed to be down, and it stayed up. And Merrifield, obviously at 0-2, is going to jump on that. That's an absolute mistake. I'm glad he got an out though, but that's very much a mistake. Beautiful first pitch curveball. Guys, I'm watching all of this. I can't help myself. This is so much fun. I hope you guys enjoy as much as I do. Look at that slow curve. We haven't seen Darvish whip out the slow curve. I'm generally not a fan of it. I feel like you can do one a game. That's fine. Just don't make it like a regular occurrence. I don't know. I feel like there are times where pitchers feel like they want to have that little extra thing to steal a strike here and there. But honestly, I feel as if it's something that it doesn't always work, and then you kind of get out of rhythm and you give him another opportunity to jump in where all of your stuff just has better probabilities, I think, for the most part. But I mean, I'm glad that one worked. Honestly, that was a ball, but I'm glad it worked for him. And then now what do? You got to throw a sweeper underneath, right? I mean, you could go fastball up. He threw 2 slow pitches, but then again, like, he took both of them, so he doesn't want a slow pitch. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, he wants that. I mean, that you do it one more time. He knew he was going to see that. You don't throw a fastball. No. Oh, wow. Stand corrected. Absolutely stand corrected. That's a beautiful pitch. 100%. I mean, there's 2 things involved here. One, I do think that Varsho was looking for one, and you can see by the swing out of the zone that he wanted one. This is perfect. And I think that if this was any sort of a mistake, Varsho would have punished him on it, which is why I didn't want to go for the fastball. But the fact that Darvish pinpointed this, oh, beautiful. I think it's even more beautiful to me because it's actually what Varsho wanted. You know, this wasn't like a complete fool, like, oh, he's so messed up. Like, no, this is typically what Varsho's looking for in this. And it doesn't matter. He just has to be this perfect. And he gets it. Ugh. That's cool. I don't know if I believe that Darvish can do that every time. I hope I can. I don't know. That's a high cutter. Not supposed to be a high cutter. I don't think it is. I hate high cutters. High cutters only work if they're called strikes. If they're swung at, oh boy. I mean, sometimes they're swung at when like guys are expecting to be fastball and they finally are committed and then they have to adjust, or like in 2 strike counts they have to adjust because like, oh no, that's gonna fall in the zone at 0-0. Kind of wild that he got a whiff on that, honestly. That's not supposed to be there. That also feels like that's the 4-seamer, not the sinker. I could be wrong. It's hard to tell sometimes. I feel like that's more of the 4-seamer. I mean, I don't really think that Darvish is trying to throw any fastball down and in on either side to either guy. Down and away, maybe. This is supposed to, I think they're trying to get here. Look at this frame. This is supposed to be up and in over here. But hey, he gets that. And you can also see that Jansen is passive on it. Which is interesting. That says he's looking for a secondary. So, what does that mean? It means that you can probably try and pinpoint, make the adjustment and go back up here. And he's going to probably flail at that thing. That's what I would do at least. But it looks like they're going away with a cutter, which is fine. But yeah, that's what he's on. I mean, that's the sweeper or slider. That's an 85. That's really like right between the gap. I can't tell. That felt like that had more horizontal bend to it, right? Oh no, this was this one. What is this? No, that's more of the sweeper. I mean, that's filthy. You just, you know, I think that Jansen was ready for it though. I feel like that fastball would have just completely stunned him. What are you doing now? I'm so curious. Oh. That's pretty cool. A 72 mile, that's the slow curve, right? I was just hating on it. And there it is, like truly working. He's so far out in front. That's cool. I mean, that's just joyous to me. That's like playing with your food. You can see how defeated. This is such a beautiful, like, oh. You know, I know we look at filthy pitches all the time. They're supposed to be like super hard and on the zone or on the corner and stuff like that. And you see this 72-mile-per-hour curveball right down the middle, and it's not supposed to be beautiful. It's not supposed to be filthy. It feels like it's a mistake. But this is a product of sequencing and just saving it for those moments. And you see swings like that are so defeated. It is, to me, seeing a mistake like that is so overwhelming You know, like such a sign of defeat. Like this kind of mistake middle pitch that turns a hitter so defeated, so deflated, so just I lose is so beautiful to me. It's almost as filthy as all your other ones. Take a look at this. Just one more time. I love it. I love it. That's a product of sequencing, yeah. I know I repeat a lot of things. That's so cool. That's a sweeper, I believe, that missed. That's fine. It happens. He gets that one, though. Hey, see, that's what I like, though. Guys making an adjustment. You just miss with one, and you throw back over the plate, and you get the thing that you wanted, right? Make the adjustment you did, you get the result that you want, right? Like, do that more often, guys. I mean, I love this. This is the most fun I have all day, I gotta say. Cutter that goes down, it's kind of middle, but I think because Kiermaier is not expecting it, he's able to get this. That is old Darvish to me. You know, that is the stuff that Darvish kind of just believed in. It's like, look, I just need to throw my cutter over the plate. Its stuff is good enough. It'll work. This was not intended to be, and is what the emphasis, the difference I want to make is he's not trying to do this anymore. He is truly trying to jam this inside, right? And I think that over time, if Darvish really, really works on this, and he will, in having these approaches, it works so well. So that's the difference between old Darvish and new Darvish in my view. And I'm sure that he wasn't just trying to be like whatever all the time, like super relaxed. No, I'm not trying to hate on old Darvish or anything like that. I want to really just amplify and give him the positive, being like, guy, man, you are really focusing on this, and I believe in you that you will be able to more with how well you are approaching this game. Okay, you won with a curveball, try to get free real estate. Oh, don't do this. I don't know what this is. Is that a cutter? I don't know. I don't know what that is. I think it's a cutter. Oh, what is that? This is wild. So, this is a fastball count, and Springer doesn't want to swing at this because he's not anticipating a slider. I think what happened is that he's geared up for a fastball, and he can't stop his swing. Like, generally what you're supposed to do is always swing for a fastball, and then you stop it. You don't decide to swing. You decide to stop your swing or keep going, right, as a hitter. That's just how you hit fastballs and stuff in the majors. So this might have been a scenario of, like, trying to stop his swing, but realizing then that the slider's going over and just, like, crossing up his mental thing so that it just can't, you know, he's like, oh, wait, that's a slider that I could hit, and it just kind of works. Not intended by anyone. That is like an unintended pitch by Darvish, not intended pitch by Springer, or swing by Springer. It is the right pitch call, though, right? Because by Springer's reaction shows that he was not looking for that one. Got in the zone, got the F. All right, at least that's good enough. Oh, that's nice. Oh, no. Oh, I love this pitch. This is baseball. You get him. Bichette was actually looking for a sweeper, clearly, some breaking pitch, and he got one. And because he got one, he was willing to swing at one that he shouldn't be swinging at, because generally this is off of the end of the bat and an out. You know, it's just stinks that, oh, he just got enough of it. And that's honestly, like, that kind of stuff is what makes good hitters into great hitters, is that when they are beat in some way, they make enough of an adjustment to not, like, lazily pop that out to short or something like that. Like, get enough of the barrel to get that to the outfield. That's good stuff from Bichette. I mean, it's like it's a bad thing, but then the adjustment after the bad. It's not bad and then leads to bad. It's bad, then give a chance to recover. Is something that's underrated. And the approach with Belt, I mean, we see it. It's just cutters inside, and he can't do anything about it. Like, and he's aggressive, and he's aware of it, and he's swinging through it, and it doesn't matter. Just keep doing it. Oh, so that's an early fastball, not a two-strike fastball. That would have worked. I kind of dig that. He just didn't hit it. And I'm happy that he's missing up with it, because that kind of tells me that generally, I just, look, if you're always missing up with a four-seamer, that's fine. That means that you can use that in two-strike counts and miss up. I just don't want fastballs and missing over the plate, because that's where the biggest damage comes against Darvish. And that's the slider, the sweeper. I think that's an okay call. I honestly just feel like you should be throwing cutters here. Yeah. Oh, that's another sweeper. Okay. Throw the cut. I mean, the cutter would get the out. Four-seamer upstairs and up and in probably would get the whiff and strikeout. You're not going to get the sweeper inside right now. This honestly would be the time, I think, for a splitter if you had it in you, down and away. But we'll see what we get. So now the 2-2. Nah. The slow curve is an interesting choice. There goes Bichette. Yeah, that's the previous pitch. And, you know, it's interesting. I haven't seen this enough. I actually, like, if you've been watching these videos, I've been commenting on this a ton, where I see a secondary pitch at 2-2 that misses, and then I see a fastball at 3-2 that also misses. And I don't see guys, like, the old theory in college was when you throw it 2-2, you throw it 3-2. And I still kind of agree with that, is treat the 2-2 count like a 3-2 count. Because it still puts you on the offensive, at least for that moment. And then stay on the offensive for 3-2 as opposed to being defensive with the fastball. And again, fastballs don't guarantee that they're going to work. It is interesting. Darvish against lefties, like, this is like the only lefty we've seen, right? Kevin Kiermaier, I guess, too. But against Belt, like, he doesn't have. Generally, you see up and in and down and away, and like we've seen against righties, like sinkers inside, and then the stuff away, right? But we haven't really seen what he can do here because it isn't a splitter approach. Now, it's worked. This cutter has been so good in the fastball here, but he does avoid this, and that might be something that is worked on. I don't know. I got to think about that because he could just get away with it. It's fine. Like, DeGrom doesn't care. DeGrom just does this, and it generally has worked today. I mean, the one mistake was to Kiermaier that was over here, right? And he does walk him there, but it does, you know, it does pose something where if hitters are smart as a lefty against Darvish these days, like, I would be cheating on cutters inside. I would be stepping in the bucket and trying to do that, like what Ohtani does to sliders inside. It's pretty remarkable how many home runs he's hit on cutters and sliders inside, even fastballs inside that are either right on the edge or inside off the plate. It's pretty cool. Oh, beautiful. I love that. Yes, saving the sinker for right-handers. Not the first time through the lineup, second or third as we are now. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. First pitch curveball. Chapman is looking for a fastball. Still can't good. Actually, maybe he's thinking breaking ball. Got one, but that's still too hard to hit, and you get a quick out. Like, I love that. I love that. So that's a slider that, yeah, that's fine. Free real estate against Merrifield, too, who also has shown that. I think there is a consistency thing with Merrifield looking for a fastball or being passive on the first pitch breaking ball. So that's free real estate. I'll take that all day. Sinker inside. Come on, let's go. Yeah, that's a sinker, all right. Look at the drop on this. This is so much vertical break. This is more than we traditionally see on it. Oh! Man, you just got to get the farther up. You're not going to get a swing on the low one there. You're not. He tries to do it again and he fails. And I love that he's trying again. But the fact that both of those were missing down, Whit Merrifield doesn't know what the intent was. You can still go back out up to it and make an adjustment a third time. I mean, it might be like you're trying the same thing over and over again. You're not, but I kind of feel like Darvish, you should be able to make the adjustment, right? Okay. All right. 3-1. What do you do? Do you give in with a fastball? I don't. Maybe I throw a sinker inside, but I probably throw the cutter away or any of the breaking balls I trust. Probably the slider, the one that's at 88 or so. Sweeper maybe. I think it's too aggressive where it could fall out of the zone. I'd probably go with the slider or the cutter here in the zone. Yeah, so there's the slider. You get the strike. Merrifield doesn't know what to do with it. This is supposed to be something that you crush inside, and you can't really decide. Same thing with the Springer thing. Sinker inside. Oh, yes. Yes. Come on, catch that. Yes. Yes. God, I'm telling you guys, Darvish with sinkers inside or righties works. It is so effective. You just got out of that tough at bat with it. Like, oh, I think you won't find anyone else. Oh yeah, Varsho's another lefty. You won't find anyone else that gets as excited as I do from right-handers throwing surprise sinkers inside. You should be throwing them like 10-15% overall and doing exactly that. And Darvish missed twice in that at bat and then made the adjustment and got out of it. Yes. Oh, that's nice. That's good. First pitch, he's trying to get a little bit higher, but that's fine. At least it's not down more. Good. That's a mistake. Okay. He's trying to, I mean, that's kind of what I talk about when it comes to the curveball. It's like, oh, don't go too cute. Sometimes you'll get that ball. But I mean, that was a faster one, not the 71. Hey, 78. I'll take that. That's actually, this is what I'm talking about. He's not doing anything here. And that, if he can do this, that's great. Is that where the intent is, though? Not really. I think he's trying to just get one over the plate, and it happens to land here. I don't think this is something that, you know. trying to get the high cutter and doesn't get the call. Okay. I mean, it wasn't trying to do that. Now, you can do a couple things. I would say fastball up and in. Sounds great. Cutter inside too. Looks great. Either one. Yes. All for him of that. But you see that he's looking for that. So you go with the cutter inside or the sweeper inside. Yep. I mean, he's out in front. That is easier to get to than down and in. I know it sounds weird, but because you're out in front so much, it's like where is his timing on the out in front, right? Because he's out in front. It's either like you need to slow down your bat or then like restart it. That was a case of restarting it, and restarting it means that you need more time. So that was one for Varsho. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Oh, yes, there's a good one. And look at that aggression from Darvish. What a game. What a game from Darvish, man. Like, this is what I'm talking about. I saw it in the previous start, too, and this is why I wanted to do the entire one. Brilliant last pitch. That's a slider perfectly spotted to a lefty. Exactly what he's been trying to do all game to it, and I love that he gets the result the last time. The last pitch he can hang his hat on. He finally reaches the finish line with that slider to a lefty. Awesome. I could not be more proud of Darvish. You know, and sure, there were opportunities here where, you know, some things did go his way a little bit. But for the most part, he earned this. Like, he labored through at-bats. And what I mean by that is not actually struggling, but actually keeping the focus and giving the energy needed to approach it the right way and make adjustments and utilize his pitches the right way. We did not see so many mistakes over here that were hung and letting other batters take advantage. He really fine-tuned this. I love it. Could not be more proud of Darvish because I think he's really found something here. And it's only going to get better. We saw a lot of times he was trying to do things and he missed it a little bit. He's going to just get better with this. He's found the approach. Oh, this is the joy. This is the joy of my job. I'm so proud of him. Get hyped. I hope you're as excited as I am. I watched the whole thing because I couldn't help myself. I want to watch like a full one every day. I hate the one-inning ones. I don't know. I feel like this is the good stuff. So thanks so much for being here. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for suggesting who to watch. And I hope you enjoy these as much as I do because this is good baseball. This is the joy of baseball. Thanks for being here. My name is Nick Pollack, and may your BABIPs be low and your strikeouts high. We love you, Darvish!